Good morning. Welcome to Wisdom of Solomon 9. We have already recorded it on the phone. The computer did the thing again, so you won't see me stopping and pausing. We're just going to get right into it. This is Solomon's Prayer for Wisdom. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 9. O God of mercies and the Lord of mercy, who made all things by your word, and in your wisdom built a man, that by you he might be the master of what is created, and manage the world in holiness and righteousness, and pass judgment with uprightness of soul. Give me the wisdom that sits by your throne, and do not reject me from among your servants, because I am your servant, and the son of your maidservant, a weak man and lasting but a short time, and inferior in the understanding of judgment and laws. For though one is perfect among the sons of men, yet if your wisdom is absent from him, he will be regarded as nothing. You chose me to be the king of your people, and to be the judge over your sons and daughters, and gave command to build a temple on your holy mountain, and an altar in the city of your habitation, a copy of your holy tabernacle which you prepared from the beginning. With you is wisdom, who knows your works, and was present when you made the world, and who understands what is pleasing in your sight, and what is upright within your commandments. Send her forth from your holy heavens, and send her from your glorious throne, that she might be present with me in labor, and that I might know what is well pleasing to you. For she knows and understands all things, and she will guide me wisely in my actions, and guard me with her glory. Then my work shall be acceptable, and I will judge your people righteously, and shall be worthy of my Father's throne. For what man will know the counsel of God, or who will think about what the Lord wills? For the reasoning of mortals is cowardly, and our intents are unsafe. For a corruptible body weighs down the soul, and this earthly tent burdens a heart full of thoughts. We can barely form a conjecture of the thing upon the earth, and the things at hand we find with toil. But who has searched out the things in the heavens? Who has known your counsel unless you have given him wisdom, and sent him your Holy Spirit from on high? And thus the paths of those on earth were made straight, and mankind was taught what pleases you. So they were saved by wisdom. I just want to pause for a second on verse 6. For though one is perfect among sons of men, yet if by your wisdom is absent from him, he will be regarded as nothing. Reminds me of the New Testament, where it talks on if you have righteousness and follow the law, what is it without love? That same kind of idea just sparked there. Not saying there's a connection there, just that's what went through my head. This is another one of, I think, as I've talked about and we've seen throughout Wisdom of Solomon, this undergirding theology in this period, in the Second Temple period, where you see this idea of a plurality of the Godhead, especially looking to Proverbs 8, where a lot of that is being pulled from into this. Super clear, right? Who's been at your right hand, who you send forth, etc., etc. But I think with this, though there's a lot of beauty to focus on, I think here is the purpose of man. We see in Genesis, and you see other commentators make, is in your wisdom built a man, that by you he might be the master of what is created, and manage the world in holiness and righteousness, and pass judgment with uprightness of soul. We see in Genesis part of Adam's role in creation, and Eve's, mankind together as a whole, not just Adam and Eve, man, is to be stewards of the garden. I know some translations use the words conquer when it says to go out into the garden. If you guys can hear that, I apologize. But this idea to go out and, though the translation I mentioned said conquer, as more of rule as a benevolent ruler, to master it and then rule over it accordingly with holiness and righteousness. And then you see in the New Testament, right, you who will judge angels. This role of man is a very important feature in God's creation. And yes, to God alone be the glory, but he's also built creation in such a way that man has a role to play into it. We are sort of like the crowning achievement, the crown piece of creation at the end. Right, when he looks out at all creation's very good after man has been made. We're sort of like the little piece on top of the cake, if you will. the little figurines. I think it's the fitting piece. You look at the cake, it's beautiful, but there's the thing on top that draws your attention. And we don't deserve that. We certainly don't do anything to earn it. But that is the role he's made for us in creation, and we need to be good stewards. We need to rule with holiness and righteousness. I know on the channel, predestination is going to come up shortly in one of our videos, but the church fathers say again and again and again, and you see it in John Wesley, you see it in various writers throughout all of church history. Part of predestination isn't just predestination for the ends of salvation. It's predestination for a purpose in the meantime, and post-salvation is for work to do. You're predestined towards holiness. You're predestined to be conformed to the image of God. And part of that comes with the work you do and the way you do it. So with that, you guys go forth. Have a wonderful day, and God bless.